Jason Preble.
It's showtime. This is Richard Waite for Jason Preble Auto Sports, coming to you live and direct from the United States part of this conversation. But let's go over to the man of the week. So glad to have him with us. Jason, how's it going?
It's going great. I think this is the second week in England. It's been nice to kind of get into a schedule, get some things sorted out, and kind of it's been far less chaotic than last week was, far less mentally draining than last week was. It's been nice and relaxing, I guess, is what you could say.
You got back to the saddle. You got back in the saddle, driving again. You gotta love that. How was the car? What was it like?
Yeah, I guess that's part of the relaxation, is finally getting to drive again. It's been 6 months since I had last driven a race car, so it had been, just way, way too long. But it was awesome. It was awesome to be in that car, learning a new track and a new car. Of course, the first session was rainy, so it was interesting to say the least, getting out there and learning everything, because it's, each car is different in its own way. Some are more different than others, and this is a car that's far more different than I would have expected, from the seating position to just the way it handles and the tires that we have. It's surprisingly different, but it's a good different for sure.
It was an unfamiliar car, and we had a picture of you getting into it, and it's like they just put you in there, and you're kind of pushed in like that. Uncomfortable?
A little bit, but all Formula Fords have their own little quirks. I will say that of all my time driving Formula Fords, I think this weekend when I tested was the weekend that I left with the least amount of bruises. So
bruises from what?
From driving. They don't build them for comfort. Well, that's all I'll say.
How fast were you going in that car?
I think we topped out at about 140 that weekend. It's tough to say. I only had the data from the rain session. I hit 122 on my fast lap, but I mean, I was learning the track at that point. I think that was my 5th lap ever, and it was wet. So I think we were around the 140 range is my guess.
So how many times did you get to test the car? Was it just that once?
It was supposed to be 4 sessions. We were there Friday, got out there for rain. I think they red flagged it a little bit early, so it was about 20 minutes. I got 6 laps in. Second session was full. We got the full test session in. Third session, we went out. They red flagged it. Somebody dumped a bunch of oil on the track, so just didn't get to go out at all. And then third session was, I think, cut short a little bit for a caution. Someone's wheel fell off, and they had to pull everyone in and get the car back in. But after that, it was all good. So we should have had a little bit more time, and I'm a little sad about that. We were worried at first, I think, after the second session, when we realized that we weren't getting as much time, or after the third session, when the practice got red flagged, we didn't know if we were going to have to do another test day before Silverstone this weekend. But at the end of the day, we were on pace and comfortable with the car, so we didn't have to worry about that too much.
How did you feel? What was your opinion of what you were able to accomplish with the car, and how do you feel about the race coming up on Saturday?
I'm always a little bit harsh on myself when it comes to this kind of thing. I like to be as as good as I can be, but I always like to exceed expectations. Because no world famous driver ever went in and met expectations, because that's not why they're world famous. And I want to reach that point. So for me, I met expectations, maybe a little bit exceeded them, just given the track time I had. But obviously, I always want more. So I was happy with where the day ended. And if I wasn't, then I would be back in the car earlier this week, getting some more time in it. But there's always time to be had in racing. So
what's your schedule like for the next couple of days before the race Saturday morning?
yeah, so we are practicing tomorrow in the afternoon at Silverstone. So those will be my first laps on that track in this car. And Saturday we get qualifying in the morning and then race in the, I think, right before lunch, and then one race after lunch. So it's going to be not too busy compared to most other days in the US, where we usually do like 5 sessions or something. But we're sharing the track with MSVR Club Saloon Cars, I believe. So it's going to be busy all day. We'll have time to do things for sure.
You have a long day then ahead of you on that Saturday for the racing.
Yeah, it's gonna be Saturdays always are. Usually, like Sunday races, they try to pack everything together really tight. Lunch breaks 15 minutes shorter. Time in between races might be a minute shorter. But Saturday they like to take their time because no one's got anywhere to be. So yeah, Saturdays are always something.
You had an opportunity to meet Gavin Ray. How did that go, and what do you think?
Yeah, finally the guy who provided me with this opportunity, or at least one of the people who did. Gavin Ray is the builder of the race car that I'm driving, the Ray GR20, and I had never actually spoken to him before, just the other week. So I already confirmed, signed the contract to get into this race car, fly over to England. I'd never met the guy that built it. So it was really nice. We had a great talk. I think talked for 30 minutes at the track. He was supposed to be up on the grid, and we kept him a little longer than we should have. But yeah, he's a really great guy and incredibly smart. He knows his way around the track. He knows his way around the paddock, and he knows his way around the car. So I'm really happy with where we are going, and I'm really happy that I've got someone like him behind us.
Getting away from the schedule this week, you talked in our last interview about doing homework. What homework is it for racing, or what are you doing homework for?
Well, I'm always doing homework for racing, but I am in college right now. I'm finishing up this semester at community college. I've got a couple of online courses that I was able to take while over here in England. Fortunately, I won't be taking any courses for the fall semester, so I have a little bit of a break to focus on racing full force. But yeah, no, I've just been doing homework, filling my time as much as possible.
Any other preparations for Saturday? And a big question a lot of people are asking me: how can they watch this? How can we watch you race on Saturday?
Yeah, MSVR is the hosting party for our racing this whole season, and they'll be streaming the full day on YouTube. They have a bunch of different classes, I believe. So, you'll need to follow our timesheet. We'll have email, and I'm sure we'll put everything below as well. But yeah, so if you have YouTube functioning internet, you can watch it for free. It's just really nice.
We look forward to your success, and I know that you're excited to get back in the saddle and down the track and get on with this next 6-month episode, because you're going to be there, I think, until November, correct?
Yeah, just about.
All right. Have yourself a good 2 days before the first race. We'll be looking forward to seeing you Saturday morning, and you have yourself a good time. This is Richard Waite for Jason Pribble Auto Sports. Jason, have a good week.
Thank you. You too.
Have a good day, everybody.